Welcome back, everybody, to another session of Kureon. It's going to be one of those sessions today, but welcome back. Welcome to another session. We are back after we were not here last week, but player health comes first. And NPC, and then player character health doesn't really matter to me.
No.
I mean, we could tell that much.
I'm not an evil DM. I'm not. I could have killed you all by now if I wanted to, but I don't. I like to play with my food. Anyway, we do have a couple of announcements today before we get going today. The first one is, of course, the regular announcement, which is to do with our absent player, Lydia. She, on the 31st of this week, so the palindrome of today, you can go play D&D in the Edinburgh Vaults from midnight till 4 a.m. And that is on the 31st. There should be a link coming up in chat if you look where you can go look at that Tors with Mercat Tors, I believe. And if that sounds cool to you, if you're in Edinburgh anytime soon, be sure to give it a look up, even if you just do a normal tour. But right now it is the Fringe, so maybe stay away. It's very busy in Edinburgh right now. In addition to that as well, none of us will be here next week as Susie is traveling, so there will be no session next week. Stay tuned to our feeds in case there's anything else happening in the interim. But as it currently stands, there's nothing happening next week. We will see you in 2 weeks after today. But we still have the rest of the session tonight to get through first. So let's talk about what happened last time. You had fled from Broken Ilzan towards Pinevale, that you had discovered the town of Pinevale, Ronan's hometown, which you discovered had been completely destroyed and burnt out some months prior. After searching around the town and finding where all of the mass grave had been dug and filled with the peoples of the town, you fought off the creatures crawling through the remains and parts of the remains themselves, animated into a disgusting, writhing mass of mouths and gibbering language. From there, you did manage to find the person you were looking for, Riferon, Ronan's old mentor and the elf in the village. Riferon spoke of the Orrery of Worlds, an artifact from long ago that could, hopefully, with a great deal of danger, bring the Mari back to you. Riferon led you through a stone circle to what was known as a Glorantha, or part of the Glorantha, the remains of the Feywild, where you found the Orrery of Worlds, this great contraption which showed the makeup of, you were told, the inner planes that surrounded Kureon. From there, you were told that you needed 4 different things to power the device: a song of the sea, a forge's clamor, a whisper on the wind, and a rumbling in the deep. Riferon knew where one of these was, or a rumor of where one of these was. Found off the coast to the south in a ship's graveyard. Making your way there, you had an unfortunate encounter with a cliff, which left one party member with a broken leg and another party member with a twisted ankle. You eventually made your way into the graveyard itself, where, after an ominous warning by a ghost at the entrance, Gunhild was cursed. Her strength sapped from her by a drowned spirit, and that is where we ended the session last week. So, as we return, the greenish cerulean light fades from your eyes, and you feel your muscles begin to become heavier, your body weight weighs on you more than it once did, and everything just feels more sluggish. as the ghost that is laid out over this barrel, its torso bloated from rot and swelling of water, just vanishes away, leaving only this floating barrel behind.
I feel like what Gunn would do is still try and push on and try and be, still be strong.
Taking some effort now.
But very much taking effort. Yeah, like Tilly, you're in the boat, you'll see like before Gunn was just like, but now she's like brow furrowed.
It's
She's
like, does the back boat just bump into the front one for a second before you get your strength back?
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pace slows down considerably. The brows furrowed, the lips are pursed. She's getting a bit of a sweat on.
I just kind of push that barrel away with the oar as we go past it.
Yeah, and the barrel like bobs off to the side and where it gets stuck underneath one of these other ships. And to remind you, you're actually in between ships right now as these great remains of these boats loom all around you here, floating planks and other discarded flotsam and jetsam bob around the water. And the water here is not your usual sort of bluish color of the sea. It is this almost like greenish gray color that seems like it's had the life just drained out of it. Like the color filter has been turned down.
So Scarborough is what you're saying.
No, it's skeggy.
Oh, it's that bad.
It's that bad.
Regional humor.
We're very good at that, yeah. So now you find yourselves as you go past this barrel, it's opened up into sort of this strange sort of lull in where the wrecks are, and it opens up until like a pool. And at the center of it is a large formation of rocks, and it seems like this is one of the rocks that some of these ships have crashed into as they've come in, as you see these barbed spires of rocks just underneath the water level here. And as the tide bobs slowly up and down, a couple of them you can see are so close to the edge that when the tide bobs down, these spines of rock come up and over the water as the froth billows around them for a moment. And beyond, there are a couple of exits here. One of them appears to go off to the side, and you're not sure where that goes round, but it actually goes... the only way that you can see through is where the entry hatch on the top of the vessel has been broken off, and you can see as the hull has been split and it's leaned to the side, you could make your boat through there. Mm-hmm. Or the other way is between the bows of two ships that have made this like ragged cross as the where the figurehead would be. I don't know what that bit's called.
The prow?
Is it the prow?
That sounds right. Yeah.
The pointy bit at the front, where they've crossed over each other, creating this sort of archway, and you can see down from one of them, rigging hangs over the water, and as it is near the water, the seaweed gathers around it. It's obviously been here for a while.
Did we have any idea of what boat we were looking for?
You only knew that the captain had it.
Yeah, we need to find like the nicest boat. Which, considering they're all basically flotsam now, is a problem.
Yeah, it'd probably be the biggest as well, maybe.
Maybe.
Possibly. But all of these ships here, this is not a small fleet. These are like frigates and galleons. These are all big ships, and there is a lot of them here. You'd estimate the ones you've been through now at least 24. This is a very big fleet of very big ships. All have crashed in this sandbar, basically.
I don't think any of us really have the nautical knowledge to spot anything that would be telltale.
Nope.
Nothing in particular, no.
Yeah, not much.
None of you have spent much time near the sea.
No, not to do with boats anyway.
No.
I lived in a fucking mountain.
Mountain.
I
So,
sunk a boat once.
yes, you did.
You did sink a boat once, yes.
So what's the play? Do we just dig around in boats until we find what we're looking for?
I mean, what the hell is it we're actually looking for? Like,
I get the feeling we'll know it when we see it.
Yeah, Tristan, you're a naughty fucker. What's the, you know, what's your best guess on this, Mr. Metaphors? And
Probably something magical. You can't
think?
really figure out magic. I don't know myself. A Song of the Sea could be just a random shanty, and if that was the case, then I could just sing at the thing back there. But apparently that's not the case, so I have no idea what we're looking for, really.
That was a really roundabout way to say you don't know.
yeah, it was. Yeah, a lot of words to say. I don't know.
I just noticed that.
I mean, you put me on the spot, so I feel like I had to at least.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, Uncle wasn't very descriptive in any of this.
No.
None of these things ever are, though. Really, are they?
No.
Always pointless riddles and flowery bollocks.
Tristan, what's your passive perception again?
20.
Okay, so you can, as you talk, you notice as the four of you are speaking here. Now that you're hearing voices again, and the over the sound of the waves, you can actually hear very, very faintly this beautiful song, incredibly faintly, and you're not sure where it's coming from to your ears, but you know which direction it seems to be in, and it seems to be beckoning you to go towards the left.
Just remember which who's in which boat. It's me and Tilly and Gunn and Ronan, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I kind of tell everyone to be quiet so that I can hear it. There's something kind of to the left. I can't quite pin it down, but I feel like we should be going that way.
What kind of something?
Music, in a way. It's faint, but yeah, it's very nice, but it's kind of to the left.
Well, take his left gun.
All right. And I row to the left.
All right.
To the left.
And I will follow suit with the second boat.
All right. I'd like both of you to make a strength check for me, please.
Oh,
boy.
cool. Yeah, disadvantage. That's fun.
Oh, I'm actually okay.
Hey, I rolled a 5.
Oh.
With
A 5 plus 6.
11.
17.
Actually, this would be an athletics check.
Oh, sick. Okay. So 5 plus...
On the sheet, so I can
7, so that's 12.
Okay.
24.
Wait, plus
Wait,
7.
what?
Someone hasn't updated their skills.
Who? What are we talking about?
Susie, you got an 11, but with your athletics, it's a 12? When your proficiency bonus is plus 3?
Yeah.
So.
Oh wait, no, I haven't updated my things, so no, it's
It would be 14.
14.
Yeah.
Derp, derp, derp. Yep, I forgot to do my skills when I did my belt.
That's all right. Wait, so all this time you've been rolling all of your skills. Whoops.
Hey, this is how you play D&D. You forget to do your abilities properly.
Yep.
All right. Okay. So it's a little more strenuous than it once was, Gun, but you do manage to keep pushing forward at this point as you gently make your way around the edge of these rocks, and for a moment, Gun, you hear one of them scrape along the bottom, like for a moment, but you carry on. Ronan, a little bit of water pools around one of your legs.
Yeah, I think I'll hit myself with that cure wounds just real quick, because if I have to start kicking and swimming, yeah, I want that bone to be pretty decent again.
Yeah. So you feel that horrible feeling that you've actually felt a couple of times before in your life of magical healing, knitting bone back together, and you can wiggle your toes again. That's an unpleasant feeling. So, as you make your way round to the left, underneath this great archway made of the bows of these two ships, as you go between the two of them, you see, as you round this corner, there is what looks to be the galley of a ship. With the side of it has been torn open, and inside you can see the galley. Most of the chairs and tables are missing, but a couple of them remain, slowly bobbing in the water here. And as you go past them, the smell of like very briny fish like hits your nostrils as these cerulean, translucent ghost figures appear sat at these tables and chairs, and they seem to be very jolly and conversing and having drinks with each other, but you see each of them is swollen and bloated from being in seawater, and parts of their features have rotted off from salt and death. But they seem jovial and happy as they clink glasses and eat food, and they just completely ignore you as the boat rows past.
This is eerie as shit.
Can I just be actively trying to figure out more about this sound as we're going ahead? Just make sure we're going in the right direction and try to discern whether or not I recognize anything about it.
Of course, yes. Make an Arcana check for me, please.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good. 22, please.
All right. Yeah. So, as you're being rowed along by Tilly, you're sat in the back of this boat here, and you're just closing your eyes and listening to this sound, this incredibly, almost ephemerally beautiful song that you can hear. And it's not, you can't hear notes and you can't hear singing, but you can hear a song, and it's more like the feeling of a song. It is what the feeling you get when you hear a beautiful song, but without any of the actual notes on singing to it. There's no instrument being played, no voices you're hearing. You just feel this song.
Does anyone else hear it?
No.
Oh, okay. Fair dues. Nah, chuck me in the water, see if I drown.
Gladly.
The one where Tristan drowns. But it is getting closer as you seem to move in this direction, and it feels dissimilar but not distinctly different from whenever you cast a spell and the slight verse of a world song you hear. It is not a world song, but it seems to have similar beginnings. So, as you push on past this galley now, the area in front of you becomes increasingly tangled in the ruined riggings of various different boats. As you see this, like nets, they hang between two boats above you, and small crustaceans seem to grapple from the bottom of them, making their way along. And one of them stops. This small crab stops and looks down at you, and you see just continues along. As it seems almost like vines to these ropes and these nets as they hang between masts and parts of ships. One of them you see almost symbolically is wrapped around the neck of a figurehead and is dangling just above the water, and you can see like a tide line on it. And as you get close to this figurehead, the eyes of this what appear to be what you've all seen and would consider a mermaid, begin to glow with that same Silurian light, but it's deeper and darker and seems like almost like a mist emanating from the eyes of this figurehead.
Can we maybe get the boats a little bit further away from that as we pass?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like all of you, please, to make a charisma saving throw.
Giving anything that glows in this place a wide berth.
Due to the distance, I'll give you all advantage.
That's a nat 20. I don't need it. No curses for Tilly.
This is cursed.
11.
Only blessed content on this timeline.
Okay.
21.
21.
27.
Oh, fuck you all.
Oh, welcome to Curse Town, population gone.
And
No.
you, as you go past this figure, making sure to keep a wide berth, Gun, your strength begins to, in one of your arms, begin to give for a moment as you move slightly more towards this thing, and as at the same time as this happens, it lets out this horrific banshee-like wail, and Ronan, you watch as Gun just collapses and goes to 0 hit points.
Hey, what?
Thinking emoji.
Please make a death saving throw.
Fail.
Immediate heal on that. Please and
Okay.
thank you, sir. I would like a level 2 cure wounds.
Okay, as you see
Good
Gun, drops, you immediately leap forward on your newly restored leg and grab her head and just push a cure wounds into her body.
13.
All right, Gun, you way back up. Suddenly, you feel horrendous. Your ears are ringing, and this taste of ash and brimstone just coats the inside of your mouth.
I reckon gonna just lean over the edge and just hurl.
Is there space for me to take the second boat around and away while this is happening?
Yeah, you're going like that. It's just Gun went kind of like that a bit. So,
What
go around.
the fuck just happened?
You just collapsed?
I don't know, but let's keep moving. I don't want it to happen again.
Do I know it was the thing?
Oh yeah, you all heard this horrid scream that came out. Just Gun was the only one that collapsed.
Yeah. So I'm like, wait, Oz, fucking roll. I'm off. But like, everything sucks. I fucking hate this place. The ocean's shit.
Let's just not go near anything that glows.
I'm never going on the fucking sea again. Staying in the fucking mountains.
And as you say that to you, like flames emerging from the water, or like fish swimming underneath it, almost like an oil slick being left behind them. The very water in front of you begins to fleck with this same Silurian light you've been seeing.
Just like right in front of us, or like right in front of us and like left and right as well?
No, it's so you came out in sort of like widened out for a second, and then as it goes back in here in this traversable area, as at the end of this widening out section is where these flecks under the water, almost like flicks of flame being drawn towards you under the water here of this same Silurian light.
Is it like blocking the path completely?
They're emerging all along the path, yeah.
I'll pass Gun forward. Just a little container with a drink made up of different herbs and stuff, using a medic kit.
Yeah.
10 more HP.
Oh, dope. Thank you.
And I'm gonna mark down. I can't use that on Gun until a long rest.
Yeah, and you drink this concoction. It ordinarily you'd think this tastes foul, but with the taste in your mouth right now, it tastes a lot better. Yeah. It's like, that Cavonia cough syrup. Yeah.
Ronan, you know magic stuff. Does that look like for real fire or just like illusion fire?
Tristan, you know magic stuff.
I meant Tristan.
Does that look like illusion fire, or like for real fire?
Men, right? They all look the same.
Can I try to deduce if the fire is illusionary or not without having to put my hand in it?
Without having to put your hand in it.
Put your hand in it, you coward.
So are you rolling to disbelieve?
I am rolling to disbelieve.
Okay.
I would like to see behind the curtain, please.
Make an intelligence check for me.
13.
Okay, so you close your eyes and you're like, it's not real. It's not real. It's not real. And it's still there.
It doesn't seem like it's an illusion. So it could
shit.
be actual fire.
Did I look like if I would turn to ask him that? Did I see him just close his eyes and just like, yeah, okay, well, I didn't check. Then I'll put my hand in as close as I can. And if there's any nearby,
Yeah, it's sort of coming down towards you. It's like around the boat now.
yeah, I'll stick my hand in it.
And as you put your hand in and it passes through your hand, as it meets the other side, it seems to begin to coalesce, and you see this almost like elongated, very angular skull, and the upper part of a torso just emerges from the opposite side of your hand, just backwards, like it's floating along in the water, and it goes about another 5 feet before it vanishes back again into this wisp of strange Silurian light.
Immediately take my hand back out.
It felt very cold and clammy, and as you take it out, it smells like really thick, briny sea.
That's, I mean,
like Scarborough at low tide.
How often are we going to mention the seaside towns?
Like a seaside pier at low tide. There we go.
At this point, I'm almost a chameleon. I'll just that's fine. I blend in with that anyway. So.
You're a smell-melian.
Yeah. It's just swamp, then I'm a swamp. Out in the ocean, I'm an ocean. It's fine.
You're on a boat.
But yeah, I'm like, look back at Tristan with my hand and just be like, Tristan.
Well, I said it wasn't an illusion. I didn't say it was real fire.
You didn't tell me it was dead people.
Well, I didn't know it was dead people.
Yeah,
you made me put my hand in.
There's a reason I said I wouldn't put my hand in it. That's all I'm saying.
Like, think the waters of the underworld in Hercules.
Yeah. Oh,
Honey, you mean Hercules?
I'm gonna start paddling. I'll make quick work through this bit.
Okay.
You're absolutely right, Jamie.
I'm not wrong. It's Hercules.
So as you begin making your way through this, every time your oar or your boat comes in contact with one of these plumes of light, you see it emerges into this figure for a moment now, this wailing-faced figure. Each of them is different. Some of them skulls are more battered and twisted than others. And as you continue through, the path gets narrower and narrower to the point where whenever the ocean bobs, your boat hits the sides of one of these of one of the boats around you as you pass between wrecks and under wrecks. At one point, you have to stop and use your oar to like push a large amount of net out of the way so you can continue forward. But eventually, the thing opens out, and you see now in front of you these wisps are coming in the air, and they are plunging into the water and running underneath you. But in front of you now is the deck of this huge ship, easily twice the size of the largest galleon that you've seen here. And it is perched just under the water to the point where a large portion of it has come up out of the water and is actually able to be walked along. And as you do, you can see on the side of it is a name, and it says The Devil's Delight. And it is covered in these beautiful, intricate carvings. You can see remains of what was once gold and has been overtaken by the ocean. You see there are barnacles and limpets all over it now. What once were beautiful painted frescoes on the sides of this boat have all like water damaged away, leaving only specks and remains.
I'll point at and go, that's the captain's boat. I'd bet Tristan's purse on it.
My purse is the party purse.
But there's only half of a boat here.
Where does the music seem to be coming from?
At this point, the sound of the music stops. And you're left with a strange, like, tinnitus or titnus, I don't know how you pronounce that. Tinnitus style ringing in your ears, very, very faint, but there's, that really annoying frequency.
Well, I hope this song's on that half.
This is the front half of the vessel.
I'd also bet Tristan's purse that it's not, and the other half is about 60 million feet under the waves. I'll have to
It's not
swim.
that far.
Let's check the part that isn't drowned first.
Yeah, that's probably the best bet.
Is it like
How deep?
What's that? Right, most of this front of the boat is actually just under the water. So you could step off here and you'd be like ankle deep in water. But you see that the figurehead and the prow of this boat has actually collided with a second boat here that is behind you as you look to the side now, and you can see the figurehead on the front of this boat is this devil, this very classical shaped devil with a pitchfork out like this, and at the end of the pitchfork, actually skewered by the prow itself as well, is the remains of a body is just hanging there on the end of this. But above that is another ship, as it seems to be at this point there is a number of ships all piled atop of each other, and this is the back end of a ship, and this just seems to have sheared in half, and you don't know where the other half of it is, but you can see inside this ship above you now. And this is a smaller ship, it's not the captain's ship.
What happened here?
I don't have a clue. Yeah, I've seen a few boats crash or whatever in my life, but not like this.
This doesn't look natural, right? This isn't what a storm does.
It depends on how powerful the storm.
I don't think any kind of storm can do
Like an entire fleet, though? Destroyed to this magnitude?
I mean, if they're all smashing into each other.
Well, and do that, and I'm pointing up at like the body dangling from the prow.
But yeah, that's pretty accurate and messed up.
Mm.
Whatever, let's get looking.
Yeah. I will row us towards the revealed half of what we assume to be the captain's ship.
Okay, and as you row up to your boat hits the other boat under the water, and you can hear it go as it comes to a stop.
You want to stay on the boat, Tristan?
No, I'll come and have a look around as well. I'll just hobble.
Okay, well, I gave you the opportunity.
I've
Let's get on the boat.
got my axe and my maul with me. I'm clutching
Okay.
them.
Is there any way we can tie our boat so that it's not just going to start floating away?
Yeah, there's some like remains of a railing here. You can tie it around. Yeah. So as you get off the boat here, you can see it goes out and it goes out from the point and goes around like this, and it seems to shear off. But right near the edge of where it sheared off, you see these two huge, one on either side, are these like a crank, like a 4-person crank. And coming off them are these large, thick chains that go down, and they seem almost taut to these chains that go down into the water.
That'd be to the anchor, right?
Yeah. You've been on top of a boat. You've seen what an anchor crank looks like. But there's two of them, and they're both chains are taut and they're going into the ocean, but not like that, down.
Is this the boat equivalent of skid marks for a car? It's like they desperately tried to stop here. You can see they were going way too fast and couldn't brake in time.
Totally damn thing in two.
Yeah.
Is there anything on the deck to like search through?
There's a hatch on the top of the deck that is
Yeah.
it's covered in water, but there is a hatch. It's sort of like like a person wide.
Should we pop it?
Yeah, let's crack that bad boy open.
Pop the hatch?
So you jam a dagger underneath it, and ping, the lock snaps from rust. And as it flips open, you see it is obviously underwater in there, and it is dark, but the shaft of light going into it reveals what looks to be the interior of like a cargo hold or something.
Who's going diving?
Do we have any idea what it might look like just before anyone goes swimming?
Could you send your drift globe down there?
I mean, I don't really control where it goes. It just floats.
Yeah,
Oh.
it follows Tilly. It's like Navi.
I mean, if I go down, I'll have the light.
And we
If
can
we
tie
can
her
get
up
a light
around you.
down there, I can go.
What was that, sorry? I missed it.
Oh, if we can get a light down there, I can go.
I mean, the glow thingies are the only thing that would stay lit down there. Your torch is just going to go out, obviously, because it's water. But yeah, I guess I will go. I'm an okay swimmer.
All right. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll tie her up around Tilly. Just
Yeah,
in case.
I'll take my armor and shit off, obviously, so I'm not weighed down.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not putting soaking wet clothes back on.
Yeah, okay. So you take your armor off and you strip down to your skivvies.
To me skivvies. Take a dagger, just in case.
Yeah.
Drift
Well, you
globe on.
take a glass dagger, you know, it's not gonna rust. It's not gonna rust.
Thank
Why
God.
do I feel like we're fishing and using Tilly as bait?
We just don't know that we're fishing yet.
Reel her in! Oh, fuck! We've
I'm
got a
fish-
bite!
I'm fishing for metaphorical concepts. Okay.
Anyway, so what's the water temperature like just before I dive in?
Cold. Very cold.
But like tolerably cold.
For a period of time.
Is it cold where we have to sort of like lower her in slowly into the water so her body doesn't go into shock and then she drowns?
Not that cold, but cold enough if you spent an amount of time in it, it would start having adverse effects.
Gotcha.
Talking maybe like 5 degrees.
Is it one of those colds where it's better to just dunk your head straight away and get fully into it than suffer through trying to acclimatize?
Yeah, it's fresh.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna take a big breath and dive on in with this drift globe.
Okay,
See what I can see.
so you plunge in and the drift globe goes in behind you, very soft as it goes in. And the interior here is the remains of a cargo hold, and you see all of the cargo that wasn't tied down has floated to the surface here, and it creates, as you're underneath here, it was imperceptible above, but because the water amplifies sound, you can hear this really eerie grinding effect as these crates and barrels just hit against the ceiling of this boat every now and again. And down here is, you can see where it was originally three decks, but it has broken through and you can see all of them. And as you look out now, you look out past the end of this, where this boat, has been sheared in half, and you just look out into the deep ocean. And it's just blue. You just look out and it's just this blue expanse goes out beyond you.
I'd like to not stare into the abyss, if possible. Minimal abyss staring. Does anything in here look mystical or magical or glowy?
Not to a naked eye. Do you want to start prying open boxes and that?
Yeah, I'll try and do it expediently. 'Cause I
Okay.
probably don't want to stare.
Just make a strength check for me then, please. And as Tilly begins opening boxes down there,
19.
I would like everybody else above ground to make a perception check for me, please. And if you have anything to do with sight or anything, this is actually a touch-based perception check.
20 on perception.
4. I'm
16.
never using this dice again. It's gone.
16 and what, sorry? What did you get, Ronan?
20 modified. 13.
16 and 20. Okay. So the two of you, Gun, you are a bit worn out. It's been a hard day. But the two of you notice this faint wind that seems to creep by you just for a moment. And then a voice from behind you goes, "Yeah, you be looking for something."
Well. Can I turn around to see if I see anybody?
Yeah, as you turn around, there is, in this broken half of a ship up here, there is, dressed in a tricorn hat, a long coat, and has a single-bladed sword at their hip. And there's this very gaunt, gray, like dead, gray-skinned figure with sunken eyes. Just leans on his knee and goes, "Hi."
All right. I sort of tip my hat towards him. Like, okay, random dead man. Yeah, actually, funnily enough, we're looking for a song.
Hey, you be looking for the Song of the Sea?
We do, yeah.
I be having myself a Song of the Sea once.
Oh, you did you? Does that make you the captain?
Hey,
I mean, with a fancy hat like that and a fancy sword like that.
hey, I be
Would have been my first guess.
I be Walkrip Abram myself. Why you be looking for me song?
Not many of them around, you know, quite valuable. Good collection. You like the collector's items?
Well, you best be knowing it's cursed. Made me and the men run aground.
Really?
Spending eternity here for the rest of time we are. See, I stole it from a Merid in the city of 1,000 pearls. And she would not be very happy about that. So she chased me across the plains till she found me not 10 miles from here. Before we knew it, we were all running aground in the most fabled storm we ever did see.
Well, thanks for the warning. Don't suppose this curse is anyone who takes the song, or if it was...
I not be knowing the details of that, but I'd be wagering you're wanting to be having a go and have a chance anyway, ain't you? You be seeming like the gambling type to me.
Well, so do you.
Yeah, I've always been willing to have a good gamble, even in me cursed life.
Well then, how's about we make a bit of a bet then? If you can help us get the song, I don't know, maybe we could.
What you be wanting me to do? Considering I be dead, there would not be much I be able to help with.
No, but if there's if the song itself is quite difficult to get to, maybe you know how is best to approach it.
Yeah, I be knowing where the song be. It be in me captain's quarters. I be keeping it close at night. Making sure none of me swabbies be stealing with it, you know.
Smart.
Trouble for ye being you not be able to swim or breathe underwater, and it be underneath the ocean.
I see. The other half of the ship, then?
Yeah, alright, that'd be right. Aye, you be a smart one for a landlubber.
Well, some of the best stories come from the sea, so I listen to them from time to time.
Yeah, it'd be a wonderful letter. I'd be being able to help you a little bit, if you be willing to take me with you for a time.
Well, now it seems like we've finally got to the crux of the matter.
I can't be doing anything here, but if me be perhaps be being in vicinity of one of your buddies for a time, I might be able to help you with a little bit of that undead breathing, as we call it. You don't need air when you've not got lungs anymore. You understand?
Now, strange this coming from me. Could you lay out that plan a little bit more in detail? I mean, it was a beautiful put. I must admit, like theatrics of it all, highly appreciate. But I feel like this is quite an important decision to be made. So I'd just like to know exactly what it is you mean by that.
Yeah, part of the curse mean I not be speaking plainly, you see. So I not be telling you the specifics.
Could I insight check that? I just want to know if he really likes being a pirate about all this.
Roll a
I've been
disadvantage.
cursed to be an asshole.
Or was
It's a-
he just an asshole?
It's a very common curse, you know. Have you met a Murid?
Right. So what was it you wanted me to roll?
With disadvantage.
Oh, okay. Well, it's an 18. So what was I rolling?
Insight.
Insight.
Yeah.
Yeah, just checking. 22.
You know, being dead, he's extraordinarily hard to read.
Fair enough. So, plainly put, you want to borrow someone for a little bit? Is that what you're going for?
Putting it plainly, I be just wanting passage on your vessel, not command of the helm.
Okay. And once we retrieve the song, then what?
I be going back to me place, where that be, I not be knowing.
Would that be a promise?
Hey, you should never make a promise with seamen.
Is that a promise?
Susie. I cannot be making a promise with you, lad. You just have to be trusting me.
Do I get the feeling he wouldn't want to leave after all is said and done?
I don't think you need to ask me if you have that feeling or not.
I've heard of signed and sealed in blood, but this is something new.
Aaron, leave.
Bye.
Be gone. I'd not be you that having to be making the price. One of your friends could be doing it too. Perhaps she there with a curse. I could be taking that away from you.
Gun just sort of squints at him. Oh yeah. Specialist in curse removals, are you?
Nay, but I'm quite special at having them.
Looks like one of your lads that gave me one in the first place. So you'll forgive me if I'm not quite as receptive.
I be their captain, not their parents. I can't control what they do.
Actually, yeah, as the captain, that is exactly your job to control what your men do.
Not in me fleet. I give people it's a cooperative, ye understand. We all work at the same level.
Question, Captain.
Yar.
Does it have to be a person? Or could you take over a particular body of something else?
What be you meaning by that?
I'm just curious. Does it have to be, someone of similar physical layout? Like a person, or could it be an animal?
I not actually be knowing the answer to that. I've never tried. It depends, I guess. Would you be magically summoning this animal?
Well, a friend of mine has a bit of a bag of tricks situation going on.
Nah,
So
that's
maybe.
only super temporary.
Yeah,
How
right.
temporary is super temporary?
Like 10 minutes.
All right.
Up to an hour. Look, if he wants to possess someone or to hitch a ride or whatever the fuck it is he wants for us to get this thing, then I'm already cursed. Fuck it.
Can you be double cursed? Does your curses cancel out?
Apparently, because it happened when we went past that fucking ship and made me die.
Curses on curses on curses on curses.
So just stack them. I'll collect them all. Fuck
I mean,
it.
that was kind of a one-shot deal. I don't think that counts as a curse.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we all heard that one, so.
And just so we know, how long do you think it would take for you to get to your quarters and back?
That'd be entirely dependent on where me quarters be. I think it'd be the bottom of an abyss there. Well, not quite on the bottom, but on the precipice of falling down. And I not be doing the swimming. You be doing that, so I just be making it so you be breathing. It's a long way to go when you're just holding your breath.
Doesn't seem much of a problem for Tilly.
This is... At this point, Tilly, you probably come back up after finding a load of old rotten fish, and you see this captain just sat talking to the group, and you're like, there's nothing down. Oh.
Can we rewind just a quick second, though? What do you mean, collect all the curses you cursed on? What happened?
Yeah, you know that one fucker, like, lounging over a barrel or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel strong anymore.
When this happened, by the way, the figure literally just yelled, curse. And curse gun.
Curse.
This Bob passed going, curse. And then gun was cursed.
Thought it was just really bad at swearing.
See, during all this, I don't know, because if you say you're already cursed, last thing we really want to do is just, I don't know, take you out of a fight completely. What if, all these just make it, I don't know, I just don't like the idea of it.
I'm already probably not going to be as effective as I can be.
Yeah, but it's
if no offense, and I look at this the captain, if this spooky motherfucker's lying, I don't want two of us taking out of it.
True, but I am the one that can hear the song.
All right, I mean, if you're volunteering to have a spooky fucking pirate motherfucker living in your brain, go for it.
I guess I'm drying myself off.
Yeah.
So
I'll
can someone tell me what's happening?
Yeah, I'll fill Tilly in really quick. Like, these two are arguing back and forth about who gets to be cursed out. But I listen.
There's an undead captain who wants to possess
Someone.
and
I don't think I'm so keen on ghosts anymore.
Yeah, ghosts have been literally nothing but trouble for us.
You know what? If it's going to be anyone, I do volunteer.
Hey, be that your final decision?
Usually it's the gun that the bad things happen to.
Just like, right?
Yeah, if no one else, I'll do it.
Well, I mean, I'm cool with it. No one asked me.
It sounds like it's Tristan.
Yeah, you go ahead, bud. That's totally fine by me.
Go for it.
Okay then.
You got a fucked foot anyway, so.
I'll be swimming in circles. So, what is it you really want out of this deal? For what? Just to help us and experience some time in a physical body again, and then fade away?
Hey, the thing about being dead is you don't end up really wanting things no more.
Can I insight check that one?
Yes.
I just don't trust the guy. Everything he says is a lie.
He's a pirate. You can't trust him.
You can't just be like, I insight check them every time they say something untrustworthy, though. It's if they...
It's fine. It was a 5 anyway.
Make your own judgment on the situation. You have a noggin.
Right, unless anyone has any other ideas on how to get down there, this is the only option.
Nope, get possessed. Let's tie our anchor to you to make it go quicker.
That sounds like a not good idea.
That was super mean, Gon. Why don't you pull the anchor up?
Look,
I feel like we'd probably be pulling this part down rather than the other part up.
Anyway, I start. I hand over the bag of holding to Ronan.
Yeah, I'll take
Just
it.
start taking things off so that it's easy to swim. Actually, I might keep the armor on, to be honest. No, that's going to make it really awkward to swim in it.
No.
Was it not?
No.
Okay, fine. I'll keep the armor on then.
It's not 3.5 anymore.
Right. Yeah, everything else will go except from the armor, and I'll keep a short sword on me. I didn't know that got kind of melted. I'll keep the sword.
You'll keep the sword as well. Okay. Basically, you're just taking your hat off and the bag.
And the violin.
What about the cape?
Yeah, actually. That makes sense.
The big, like, wolf cape. Yeah, you know when that game wet. Okay. Which is actually already wet. You all dunked yourself in the sea earlier.
True.
Yeah. Although you can dry off materials, so... Yeah. Okay, so you take the cloak off. And the captain just goes, all right then. We best be getting going, laddie.
Mm-hmm. We best.
You feel that faint wind again, and it just blows the captain away. And you hear a voice in your head. All right then, let's be going.
I hope you're not going to talk the entire way. Oh, wait. I don't really mind. The company might be nice.
Aye, they say the first form of madness is talking to yourself.
I thought it was answering yourself.
And not me knowing I'm dead.
Right, shall we go? Time is of the essence. And just kind of salute to everyone. It's like, I may not come back. Just do the really emotional... It's fine. I do this for us.
Don't die.
You probably won't.
And you all see as this shimmer of the captain's face comes over Tristan's for a second as he speaks and goes, hey, it'd be okay. I'll already be dead.
No, you
vanishes once more.
Right, then I guess I'll head into the water.
Okay. You're just going off the end.
Well, is he telling me any more about, would it be easy to take a boat further out and then drop down, or?
I mean, you can ask him.
I ask him that particular question.
And he goes, no, you're not being able to drown, so you just be jumping off.
Well, I didn't know if it'd be quicker going over the top and then dropping down.
You are one for semantics, ain't ye?
Well, I mean, when there's a ghost inhabiting my body and talking to me through my mind, yeah.
Let's be going.
Okay, fine. Dive in.
I may have all day, but ye not be having it. And as you dive into the water, it's not cold. You don't feel yourself feeling anything.
Nice.
Fine.
Or feeling the need to breathe.
I mean, that helps in this particular situation, so...
We all watch as Tristan plunges into the water. And time passes and you see no bubbles or anything coming up. The water is just still once more. But as you look down under here, Tristan, you see that this half of the ship is on the top of one bank, and then a sheer underwater cliff goes down. And then as you look and you follow the chains, they are taut to the other end of the boat, which is hanging off the edge of another great ravine. And as you look down, this one just descends into darkness. But you can see the other half of the boat here. And you can see that the anchors have actually caught on this back of the boat and are hooked into the back of the boat. And that's what's keeping it from falling down into the depths.
Well, I suppose I try and locate the captain's quarters.
Okay.
Keeping my eye out around me just in case there's any creepy swimmers.
Yeah. So as you swim down, make a perception check for me.
Perception. 18.
Okay. So it seems like there's nothing around here in the water, as it were, as you go down. And eventually you find yourselves at the entrance to the other side of the ship. And the door to the captain's quarters is very heavy just wood, a very thick, like oak wood, banded with metal that looks to be gold, as it's the only thing that appears to have not rusted or away under here. And it's got a few like limpets and barnacles over it, and it's a bit dented, but there's this great door. It's this crosshatch pattern of gold braces over this door, and there is a big like a ring handle on here with a huge keyhole underneath it.
I try the door, see if it opens.
Yeah, it is locked, unfortunately.
I just think to myself, well, not to myself, but I think to the other guy in my head, any way of getting around this?
Yeah, me bosun might be around here somewhere. He be having the key.
Lead the way? Well, talk me through the way, but yeah.
I not be knowing, you be finding it yourself. But I know me bosun is probably here. Or at least his remains.
Where do you reckon he'd have been on the ship? Just give me a particular place to start looking at the very least.
I not be knowing, but it be very open. I would imagine you'd be able to see it, considering half me boat be missing.
Fair enough. Start swimming around and having a look for it.
Okay, make an investigation check for me.
Investigation. 17.
Okay, so as you swim back and you look around, you can see this skeletal figure under the water is pressed to the top. With the they're floating, but they're pressed to the top of one of the undersides of the deck here. And as you spot it, the captain in your head goes, "Hey, that be the one. He not be doing too good these days. Not been eating his greens."
Well, yeah, I don't see him eating much, really. He's just nothing but bone. Really could do with a decent meal in him. Anyway, I'll have a search and see if I can find the key.
Okay, and you see there is this long keyring on him, the very classical keyring, and hanging off it is a number of keys, including this very big golden key. It's very conspicuous, bit over the top.
Just single that one out and go, well, I guess it can't be this one. And I swim back to the door and try that.
The voice is silent.
Bet the ghost is like, why?
Delilah.
Oh. So as you go back to the door and you put the key in, you click and you hear as the three locks disengage and the door, you see this burst of bubbles come out from the crack of the door.
Would have thought all the air would have gone out. Oh, it has now. Oh, fair enough. And I swim into the room.
Okay, so you push the door open and you with an incredible amount of weight despite the water. And as you push open, you see the interior of what was once an incredibly opulent captain's quarters here. There's a large window at the back and a desk which has been anchored to the floor here, so it's not fallen back, but everything on it has fallen back. And in the center of the room, there is this spiral, like two spines of coral that wrap around each other and form a nest. And sat atop that nest with a faint murmuring of song to it is this large blue gemstone shaped like a conch. Or at least a conch shell.
So is that the Song of the Sea then?
Hey, that be its physical manifestation. The actual song be inside.
I suppose I don't need to take the coral nest and just the shell, right?
No, that be just something it seems to have been making to keep itself comfy.
So it made it itself?
Well, it be a metaphysical force. It's not be being a real thing, so it not be prescribing to the same laws of physics and science and magic that ye be subscribing to, especially since it's not technically from this world.
You're a very clued up dead guy. I like
Yeah,
you.
I be a scholar before I be a captain.
A high-risk trader.
Hey, no, I be a captain. I not be a pirate if that's what ye be thinking.
I never thought that.
I know what you're thinking. I'm in your head.
Do you know what I'm thinking with that stuff?
Stop. Well, I mean, he's not reading your thoughts. He's in your thoughts. He's swimming around in your noodle juice, buddy.
Fair enough. In that case, I think of a really catchy song that just doesn't leave my head.
Yeah,
It's just always there in the back.
Yeah, I know a song that'd be getting on your nerves.
Did you say it was like a blue gem?
It
almost?
is this bright sapphire blue, like incredibly blue gem. It seems to almost be marbled in but the marbling in a way that makes it look like pristine ocean water with a faint ripple to it.
Well, in that case, I'd like to scoop it up.
Yeah. Okay.
And just start so long as nothing else happens after I pick it up, start heading out of the captain's quarters.
All right. So as you pick the song up, the song gets much louder as it feels the presence of a kindred spirit. It feels the presence of a bard. And as the song gets louder and louder, humming out this beautiful, it's almost like a mix of a sea shanty and a siren song that somehow works, even though it really shouldn't. The glass window at the back, darkness until now. You hear something rumble from beyond it. And the ocean is silent once again for a moment. Before this great eye flicks open from in the abyss below, this piercing yellow eye just stares up at you from the depths. And as the pupil dilates smaller, you see it stares right into you, and you have to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Is there any time to flare my symbol? No.
No.
It was a natural 20. Is that going to be okay?
Yes, it is. So, as you resist its mind-controlling powers, you feel this force begin to try and overtake your mind before you shake it off and you're like, I've got enough voices in my head for today. But you feel the boat, this half of the boat rock. And all of you see is one of the chains goes and begins vibrating. And as you look out, you see this great tentacle has wrapped itself around half of the boat here.
Yeah, I'm going to just go peace out.
All right, I would like you to make an athletics check for me here.
Oh, that's a healthy +1. That's a 13.
Okay, so you begin to swim, but you're not quick enough as this second tentacle slams into the other side here and tears, and the three of you are up top watch as one of the anchors goes and begins going further into the water as Tristan, you are flung against the back wall of this place by the sheer force of it dropping further down into the deep here. And as you look down now, you're like sprawled out on the window, and you can see this eye, and you can hear.
Can I run and get back in one of our boats?
Yes.
Just the others do the same.
Okay, so you run and you get back in a boat.
Why are we getting in a little boat?
Because if those anchors keep going, they're going to pull the top part down.
Fair enough. Yeah, jump in the boat.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
All right, Tristan, what are you doing?
Continuing to try and get away.
Okay. All right. So at this point, there's 2 tentacles over the door.
So is the door blocked or?
The door is mostly blocked. There is a small space between the 2 tentacles. And these are huge tentacles now. And you hear this booming sound from in the deeps that rumbles up, and you all hear it up top here. You hear this boom, like a ship's horn just sounding out.
Is there any other way of exiting, or is it just the gap between the tentacles?
Right now, just the gap between the tentacles, but the glass that you're currently laid on is beginning to crack underneath the force of the water as you're moving further down into the deep.
Yeah, I'm going to try and slip through the tentacles then.
All right. Go for it. Make it an acrobatics check.
That one's better. So is that 19?
Okay. So, as you go to swim up once again, the tentacles pull once more, and you hear this ping as one of the chains snaps and spins the entire thing on its side as you flung and you try to pull through. You get halfway through before the tentacles constrict, and you feel this immense pain in your torso. And if you had any air left in your lungs at this point, or if you had any air in your lungs at this point, it all come out in this burst of bubbles as you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage. And you all watch it up top as one of the chains holding this on just sags. And it's no longer taut.
Okay. Well, I'm stood there on that little boat with my mole, just looking.
What the hell do we do?
We can't do shit. We can't breathe underwater. We gotta stand here. We gotta wait.
He'll be fine. He doesn't need to breathe. He just can take his time and do whatever it is. Right?
Just doing something. Whatever it is Tristan does.
So, where are the three of you in relation to the one remaining anchor?
Not near it.
Yeah, well, once we got on the boats, the idea is if the boat's going to go down, we want to be out of the vortex that we create, so we'll be pushing away from the captain's ship.
Okay, so you're moving away.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Tristan, you're currently trapped between these two tentacles, and you're looking down now into the abyss, and you see this eye, and in the faint glow next to this eye, you see this maw just open up, and these rows and rows of teeth surrounding this great beak. And the captain goes, "Hey, that not be good. You be wanting to get out of here."
How far away is the eye?
A fair distance from you.
More than 120.
It depends what you wanted. Depends what you wanted to do with the eye.
Hypnotic pattern, because it's non-verbal.
It is, although you can't speak right now.
Although what?
You can speak.
Oh, I can? Oh,
yes.
Fair enough, but hypnotic pattern's still a good bet.
Okay.
So if it's within 120 feet range.
Yeah, I'd say it is. So what's the saving throw on that?
It is wisdom.
Wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That is a 16.
Oh, that meets.
So as you begin to, you're sticking out of the front like this, you begin to wave your hands in this strange pattern, but the eye seems completely unflinching, unblinking, and is beginning to pull again, dragging this half of the ship down. And up top, you can see this other anchor is spinning wildly loud now as it's letting out chain.
A lot of these are too close.
God, gonna need to know what you're doing. Precious situation here.
I'm gonna try it one more time if I can. Hypnotic pattern again.
Yeah, sure. You got the spell slot for it.
Yep. I could technically do it one more time, but if this doesn't work, I'm just gonna keep trying to get away physically.
That's cocked. That's even higher that time. Unfortunately, that's 23.
Right. Fair enough. In that case, no. From now on, it's just physically trying to get away. Okay,
make an athletics check for me then, please, as you try and push out of this now.
Ooh, 19.
Okay. All right. So you begin to push through this now, and it hurts. You can feel as it constricts down on every part of your body as you push through, and you're just about to make it out here as a third tentacle wraps around the boat here, and the sheer force of this hitting the bottom of the boat pushes the boat up, and you all see as this chain goes lax and part of it bobs out of the water here for a moment, and you see the top of this black tentacle reach out from the ocean for a second, this huge black tentacle, and it's probably a good 15 foot thick as it just reaches out of this ocean for a moment before slamming down.
I just say a very quiet, oh shit.
If that pops up again, do I shoot it or pretend it doesn't exist and hope that...
So you're just staring at it?
Here's the thing, Tristan is so tiny. If that thing's hungry, Tristan is nothing.
Yeah, but so's our boats.
Yeah.
I don't think we draw attention to ourselves.
No.
If that pops up again, I don't fire.
We aren't here. We don't touch the oars. We float. We don't move. We don't talk. We don't sneeze.
You're all here now as this final anchor starts going, and you see as it's beginning to be ripped off the boat. And it's starting to go. What are you all doing?
I mean, we can't hold a giant fucking anchor back.
No. I'm fucking cursed. Usually Gunn would be like, woohoo, let's go, I'll do it. But she's feeling weak. So, no, let it go.
There's nothing I can do.
Tristan, what are you doing?
I'm trying to swim away again.
Okay. Make one last
athletics.
athletics check for me, please.
15.
Okay.
Is there any sign of Tristan in the depths? Like, is there any...
You can't see down there, unfortunately. The water's very murky. The only way to see would be to go under.
Can we, like, dip?
What's the width on sunlight?
120 feet.
Could I dip the drift globe below the surface and speak the command word for sunlight?
You still won't be able to see, unfortunately, because of the way water refraction works. You could go under with the drift globe and you'd be able to see.
I don't want to get eaten by the big squid boy.
If you do that, I'll go under and I'll look.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, we could always, like, dip your head under and I'll just grab your pants so you don't go under.
What if it eats my face?
No,
We'll get
go
you
ahead.
a new face, it'll be fine.
Use sunlight.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
I'm going to tie a rope around my waist and leave the other side with gun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is all happening before Tristan's made this final
Yeah,
roll.
lash it around my arm.
So sunlight goes off and I'm diving in and I'm going to try and just go as free dive as deep as I can.
Okay, so
Tristan.
you plunge in, and as you sink down, you see the remains of this one half of the ship are being torn to pieces right now. You can see hanging out of it right now, legs grasped by these great tentacles, is Tristan, as this entire part of the ship is being pulled down into the depths by these three huge black tentacles with this one great eye staring up from the abyss at him.
Power to him as fast as I can, like towards him.
Okay. So, Tristan, what did you get on that last check?
15.
15. Okay. So, as you push and Meister, you pull one leg free, and with a kick against the tentacle, you pull the second foot free, but it's the foot that you landed on earlier, and it really hurts. But as you kick free, the tentacles pull once more, and the entire structure is torn through. On top, I would like you all to make, the two of you, I'd like to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay.
Right, even though we're on like a different boat.
That's a 19 for me.
That's in that one that I can reroll.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, and then that is a... What is my dexterity saving as well? That's an 11.
Okay. So, the two of you watch as this final anchor is torn out of its housing, and the sheer force of it being pulled down by the might of this creature tears part of the deck open, and it comes flying towards you. John, you go huh, and duck in time, but Tilly, you move back, and you manage to catch some, to avoid some of it, but it careens over the top of you, Matrix style, and the splinters from it scatter up your torso, and you take 12 points of piercing damage from this. As that you were just narrowly avoiding. It would have been 24, but evasion. So, Tristan, you pull your foot free as this thing is dragged underneath. I need you to make a strength saving throw for me, please. And actually, I need you to make it as well, please, Ronan. As the water currents from the sheer force of all of this water being displaced here threaten to pull you into the depths.
21.
Can I have flared my sigil just
in
this desperate moment?
In this desperate moment,
because I might need advantage on this particular save. Giving myself the advantage. Oh, that's better. 10.
Okay. So, Ronan, you fight against the current with all your might as it threatens to pull you down into the abyss. And as you're fighting, you look back and you see Tristan is not managing to fight this and is speeding through the water towards this great eye.
Have I not made any progress towards where he was, as the whole dive thing was going? How far am I from him?
If you want, you can let yourself fall in the face of this current and speed very quickly towards him. If you're meaning to move through the water in that fashion. How much rope are you tied to currently?
The most I have is a 50-foot rope, so
okay.
I only got 50 feet of it. I'm going down as far as I can.
Okay. All right. So you let yourself be taken by this current, and you fly towards Tristan under the water. You can feel as the water pressure pulls at your eyeballs here, and you in your torso you can feel as you're going down here. The pressure is getting to you because you're breathing. Tristan, you see as this figure shoots through the water towards you, and it vaguely looks like Ronan, but you are panicking now as you are being pulled into the depths here. What do you do?
Can I try to recover and stop myself from going too far down, try and fight against it?
Sure, make an athletics check for me, but with disadvantage.
Was it just strength or athletics?
Athletics, because you're swimming.
5 then.
Okay. You say 5?
Yep.
Okay, so at this point, you are your strength is really just giving out. You've been swimming against this, and against this creature for so long now that it's beginning to really pull you in at this point. And you are getting close. You've gone over the edge of this abyss now. Ronan, you see Tristan disappear over the edge of this abyss.
Is that the whole length of rope? Am I at the end now?
You're at the maximum of your rope, yeah.
And how far is he from me?
Probably 20 feet.
Talwar, try and cut myself free and try and dive towards him again.
Okay, so you bring the blade up, and you with a swift cut, the rope is free. Up above, the two of you see this rope goes slack.
And I'm going to go towards Tristan and try and get a hold, get contact.
Yeah, okay. Make that athletics check for me then, please.
Athletics. Oh, no. Sure you don't mean a strength saving throw where I'm only decent at?
I do mean athletics, I'm afraid.
No. Well, it's -2, but it is 17.
Okay, so you swim, pushing against your quite weak strength. You swim, and Tristan, you are at this point, you're like, oh no, I'm done for. As you feel hands come around you, as Ronan grabs hold of you.
I'm just reading something that probably would have made everything a lot easier. I have polymorph.
Okay.
I'm just making sure I know how to do this now. So the turning something into something else, it's to do with the level of the creature that's getting turned, right?
You can turn into anything up to your level in CR.
Right, okay. So that's...
For most animals, like you are level 7, you can turn into everything apart from a T-Rex. Tell me what you want to turn into. Like, just give me an animal name.
Shark.
Yeah, I'm just thinking with Ronan there as well, like to grab on and then swim. So yeah, I'll turn into a great white.
Okay, so as you grab a hold of Tristan, you see Tristan begins mouthing these words underwater, and Tristan suddenly whoosh, turns into this great white shark. But as Tristan turns into the shark, the gemstone begins sinking in the water.
Wait, I thought the things that you're holding.
Things that you're holding. It's not technically a thing. So
can I
you
get that?
reach out and grab hold of this gem.
I imagine I've got like legs, like so.
You're like hanging on like that.
No, like so the tail fin.
Yeah.
I've got like legs wrapped around like jujitsu. I'm like holding on to that thing.
Okay.
Like trying to reach out and grab this the same
Yeah,
time.
make a quick dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Oh, yes. No. Oh, okay, never mind. 14, 6, 22.
All right, so as you see this happen, you go and grab hold of it, and you are dangling from Tristan now, who is, and you are holding onto this this gemstone, this great gemstone in your hands, which feels incredibly strange to hold. Oh, my connection going monkey.
Oh, just for a second.
Yeah, all right, okay. Yeah, there we go. We're back again, I think. So, you're holding onto this gemstone now. What are you doing? As you see another tentacle begin rising towards you, you have a split second now to respond. What do you do?
I'm just holding on to the fucking shark.
If I know he's definitely held on, I am swimming away.
Okay, so you just swim away, and the creature is going to make one attack against you. Ooh. Let me just roll to see which one of you it hits. Okay. Geez, this thing has a lot of rules. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what that is to hit, because it definitely hits.
I don't know what the stats are for a shark.
For a great white shark. This has got a decent amount of health, but it hit Ronan anyway.
Good. Glad.
Ronan, you take 19 points of bludgeoning damage as the end of this great tentacle slams into the side of you. I'd like you to make a strength saving throw to help.
I thought you were going to say 90. Holy
Yeah, for a second I was like, 90?
I rolled
Nani?
I rolled really low.
18. 16 on the dice. And my save, you said?
Yes, save. Yeah.
Save is a plus.
Okay, so as you're slammed into this, all of the breath leaves your lungs here, and you begin drowning, but you are holding on for dear life. As Tristan, you swim up, you hear this one last booming cry from below, this as you escape the jaws of the Kraken. And finally, Ronan, you with this great white shark, you burst through the surface.
I'd like to try and do it as majestically breaking the water as possible.
Like Free Willy style.
Yeah. Like I might be a shark, but I'm still Tristan.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just imagining what this looks like for Gunn and Tilly stood in a boat, hearing this boom, seeing this ship get absolutely wrecked, and then a shark comes flying out of the water.
A purple
attached to it.
I'd imagine that Tristan sharks, given the nature of his magic, are also purple.
I mean, he probably wasn't thinking too much about the aesthetic.
I don't think he needs to think about it. It's just the way
in black.
It's just the way his magic works.
Okay.
Right. Or is it a black shark then?
Black shark with purple highlights.
Yeah.
It's got Tristan's mustache.
Oh god.
But the crispest white underbelly, just to make the darker parts look even darker.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's like a pressed shirt.
Yeah.
It just slams up and slams onto the deck of the ship.
Okay, so here's how this
in the eye as well.
It looks like an emo killer whale, basically.
This is how it plays out in Gun's head. She sees something flying out of the water. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna hit it. Sees that it's Tristan. Huh?
And you see Ronan flops off the side of it, not moving.
Fuck.
Still got the gem, though?
You still holding this great gemstone.
Unconscious, but with the...
And you see water is bubbling out the side of Ronan's mouth.
I stopped desperately pulling up the rope that isn't attached to anything. I like stare at Ronan.
You just get the end of the rope and you're like, huh?
Yeah, I swim closer so that Ronan's close to getting put in a boat.
I'll haul him in.
Okay, so you haul Ronan in.
What?
And then I dig around in his pockets for a healer's kit or his bag.
I meant the shark.
It's fucking Tristan. And then I administer a healer's kit to Ronan.
I mean, he's not dying, he's drowning.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got water coming out of his mouth. His lungs are full of water.
Okay, I'm going to do some CPR then.
Okay.
It just involves punching him a lot.
12 on CPR, yeah. You just and this spout of water erupts out of Ronan, and Ronan, you away back to consciousness with like being haymakered by Gun.
Just like coughing and spluttering, saying, "Thank God you're weak."
I'm hitting him like fucking Shatner in Star Trek.
I'm just picturing Ronan wakes up and like, you call that CPR?
Hey, it's a good job, because otherwise you probably have several broken ribs.
Yeah, I thought we lost you for a second there.
You alright? You with us?
Oh, yeah. No, just... Yeah. Get Tristan. Where's Tristan?
Still in the water.
Still a shark, I guess.
It's just circling you like, dead and...
Alright. No, okay, so what's going to happen now is I'm grabbing the oars and I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Okay.
Because that thing's probably going to come after us, so... row away.
Okay, make an athletics check.
Hey, can someone just punch me real quick?
I'll punch Gun.
I pop a rage.
I do a D4 damage. Yeah.
I'd imagine that Tilly just sort of whacks you with an awl from across the other boat.
You take 5 damage, I roll high.
Cracks you with an awl.
Oh, fuck, no, I've only got 20. I have 18 hit points now.
I thought you were going to say you had like 2 or something.
Yeah, I only got 1 hit point. Crack!
Okay, right. Now, I'm doing it. Oh, okay, that was a 13 plus 9 is 22.
Okay. Tilly, I need you to make an athletics check for me as well, please. Because you're Ross.
The back boat.
Yeah, you're on the other boat.
23.
Okay. And Tilly, you're short enough that you have to stand on the boat. You can't sit and row, you have to stand and row, which is really doing a number on your muscles, but you're going to be really ripped after this.
I'm just swimming along.
Standing rows. So
I'm wearing Tristan's hat, by the way.
Yeah, obviously. It's like several sizes too big, so you can only see like the bottom half of your vision.
That's all I need to see.
Yeah. And as you swim through, you get back into the graveyard, and behind you now, where the booming sound came from, is eerily quiet. And once again, you are within the graveyard, and you hear that strange absence of sound, save for the slight bobbing of the waves.
I'm sure this is fine. Let's just keep going. Shall we get to land? Land seems very good. Let's go.
Yeah, I miss land.
Yeah, land's great. I love land. Land is the best.
I'm just doing.
I'm mentally giving fingers to any ghosts I see, though, because fuck those ghosts.
I'm just trying not to look at them.
More of them seem to be appearing now, and they all seem to be paying quite a lot of attention to the great purple shark.
That seems good.
And in your head, Tristan, you hear, Yari, this might not be the best idea. We may not be liking the fact that I cursed them all to eternity.
Oh.
So what are you saying, mister?
I'm saying you might want to be telling your friend to row faster. A lot faster.
I can't say anything, so instead I'll do is get up behind their boat and just give it a good nudge.
Okay, so Tilly, you just feel the back of your boat goes bang, and you're knocked forward into Gun's boat, and Gun, your boat goes
Hey!
forward.
Watch it.
I'd do it
That
again
wasn't me.
until they notice and just be like, "Goo!"
Alright, I turn and give the shark the stink eye, and then I just... Like
Okay.
more legs in this rowing now, just...
Okay. All right. Both of you make an athletics check for me one last time.
I'm already giving it all she's got.
Captain. Okay.
I guess I'm not. That's a 27.
20, not natural.
Okay. So both of you begin putting everything you can into the rowing here. And as you get back to that sort of natural sort of opening here where there's the rocks in the center, you see now sat atop the rocks is a cavalcade of sailors, 7 in all. And as they sit there now, they all look towards you as you come past. Their faces gaunt and expressionless. And the lead one goes, "Captain, ye be answering for your crimes. Be showing yourself to us, so we be giving you the noose. And we be keel hauling you like ye should be."
Respectfully, on which keel? They're all fucked.
The spirit turns towards you. "All of them."
I don't think I've stopped rowing.
Nope.
Are you frozen or being dramatic to it?
I'm thinking of what to do next.
Okay.
I'm taking a momentary dramatic pause to collect my thoughts.
And what are you doing, Jamie?
Just keep swimming.
I don't think they can hang a shark.
So,
I'm looking for an escape hatch.
Do sharks have necks?
no.
No, it's a fish. They're all neck. It's a neck attached to a head. You hear the captain go, "Yar, I not be being able to leave here. Not without ye help, at least."
What do you mean by that? Because all I want to do is bugger off.
Ye be having a spare sword, ye?
Do I look like I have a sword on me right now?
Yeah, right now ye be looking like a shark, but ye know what I be meaning then.
You want a sword?
Yeah, I want to be the sword.
You want to be the sword? You want to go into a sword? Is that something you can do?
I not be knowing, but he'd be worth a shot, otherwise... and he doesn't finish the sentence as a harpoon is thrown at you.
A dive.
And that's going to be a 24 to hit.
I don't know what a shark AC would be.
It's like 14 or something.
Is it in any of the books? Because I just had a quick look through the index on the monster manual and I didn't see a shark.
There should be a shark. Giant shark.
Oh, that'd be right. It'd be under giant shark.
Yeah, giant shark. And your AC is 13.
Right, okay. Well then, yeah, it hits.
Okay. So you take 11 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
Ghost harpoon.
As the other one tries to net you and has disadvantage on it, but I rolled 2 14s. So that is 19 to hit you.
Yeah.
All right, so you watch as this ghostly net plunges into the water and catches you. And as the rest of you look back, you see as these sailors have plunged this net into the water and have as beginning to pull Tristan's shark form out of the water.
Could I do a cool thing and throw a dagger through like the rope to one of these nets?
I was gonna throw my axe too.
Okay, so one of you throws a dagger, one of you throws an axe. I'd imagine the dagger goes at the net and the axe goes at the person holding it.
Absolutely.
We just throwing shit.
Okay, both make your attack rolls then.
Okay.
Both of these weapons are magical, yes?
Yes.
I'm not throwing one of my magical daggers.
Okay.
I'm throwing my great axe of throwing.
Yeah, okay.
So
Yeah, you get yours back. I won't.
yeah, be honoured, Jamie. This is the first time I'm going to use my magic axe, my dad of boy axe. And I'm going to do it recklessly, too. No, I'm not, actually.
16
Why,
for me.
why not?
Yeah, I am. Fuck it. Hey, it doesn't even matter, because I rolled an 18.
Okay.
That's an 8.
That still hits.
Okay. So that...
So, do your damage.
Great axe is a d12, right?
It is a d12, yes.
I'm assuming the dagger rifle just goes straight through this ghost net.
It does go straight through the ghost net.
Also,
And ting! Hits off and splinters. And Tristan, you watch as the dagger sinks down next to you.
Ooh, that's 16.
Okay, so this axe and slams into this incorporeal figure, and you can see the blade of the axe in this figure. And it stumbles backwards, lets go over the net for a second. And Tristan, you swim out of it as you see this long fish hook come down, and it's not aimed at you.
Who's aimed at then?
You watch as this fish hook comes down and it passes into your head, and you feel this horrible grating sound in your head as you take 14 points of psychic damage, and you feel the captain's essence torn out of your skull.
As in completely, or?
As in, it's being pulled out of your skull as we speak.
Right.
And you hear the captain be like, "Hey, this not be good. You be needing to find someone to find the other stuff for ye."
Other stuff? We never said anything about other stuff. Mind you, that makes you seem more clued up than you.
Yeah, I be in your head. I be seeing what you be seeing, remember. You be searching for all four.
Okay, fair enough. And I'd drop polymorph and brandish my sword, which happens to be the +1 sword that got us into the plane of dust.
Okay.
Don't know if that helps
What,
with it
you
being
just-
magical.
Oh, you're just lunging at them with it.
No, he wanted the sword, so I'm like,
Oh, right. Okay. So you're giving him the sword. Okay. I would like you, for me, please, to make an Arcana check here.
Are you doing like a panic sword possession in the middle of a battlefield while these ghost pirates trying to
Yes.
skewer your brain?
yes,
nice.
because now I get a pet ghost man in a sword.
That's morally very
I mean,
dubious.
I assume
It is.
Homebridge with being called a pet.
Did you say Arcana?
Yep.
It's gonna be that's the really dodgy dice to read.
It's used the hardest dice to read.
Well, it was the first one there. 17.
17. I rolled a 15. So as you put the sword out, the captain reaches forward with her hand, and the sword begins to glow this ethereal, cerulean color now. As the captain, you see as this long fish hook is tearing at his throat. And as it tears through his throat, you hear him go into this blade. And as you hold it in your hand now, it burns with this cerulean fire, and all of these sailors begin pulling their spears up and aiming at you.
I'd like to turn invisible.
Okay. So these spears go up, and you just go.
Yeah, basically, transformed from a shark, like midair, I assume.
Yeah.
Do the whole sword thing and then just vanish.
So you vanish. The rest of you see as Tristan vanishes, but the water he's displacing is still displaced. So Tristan's lower torso and legs, you can see the outline of them in the water.
Fucking dumbass. Great. Amazing. Die if you dumbass. Get under that water.
What? It might make it harder for them to hit me.
Oh.
The lowest one was a 17.
What's my new AC?
I don't know.
16. So.
Okay, so all three of them hit. The first one does 10 points of necrotic damage. The second one does 9 points of necrotic damage. Whoa. And the third one does 20 points of necrotic damage.
And what did you say the first one did?
10, 9, 20.
Right. So 39 points.
Yes.
How many hit points do you have,
How
Jane?
are you looking on them HPs?
I will tell you shortly. So that's
I'd say it's probably fine because Tristan somehow has more health than me. But he did.
I did take damage earlier. Yeah, that's. I'm on 14.
Okay.
That's fine. So these three Eldritch spears go ding 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 into you, and you're like, oh, while you're invisible. What do you do? What are the rest of you doing? Is this
Yeah,
happening?
I mean, they're hitting him, I'm hitting them back.
Yeah, I've still got an attack and my bonus to get my axe back.
Okay.
So-
So the axe comes back to your hand.
And with my other attack, I'm just gonna chuck a hand axe.
Okay. It's a non-magical hand axe, right?
Yeah.
It just goes straight through.
Mm.
But
And it's gone. Just goes.
it skims once. It skims a couple of times. And then sticks into a boat on the other side.
I guess I sigh and throw one of my magical daggers at them. I only use one at a time anyway.
All right. Okay. Go for it. There's
Yeah, as you thought, I'm just like, oh.
one of them's gone, so there's 6 of them left. So are you firing 2 shots, Ronan?
Yeah, and I'm gonna bonus action Zephyr Strike to get magic damage on the hit as well, because ghosts.
You got a magic bow.
Yeah, I know, but I'm still gonna try.
Okay.
16 from me.
Okay, that hits.
Oh, that.
Damage. I have to roll that.
I'm back there with a +10 to hit, so 27 and 23.
Yeah, they both hit.
9 piercing damage.
Okay, so this dagger sinks into the center of the skull of one of them, and as they disappear, the dagger falls down and begins sinking next to you, Tristan. You see this glass dagger begin.
I grab it.
The wall next to you, and you grab hold of it.
Yeah.
How smart is Tristan? How quickly would you grab it?
I mean, if I know it to be Tilly's, I'd have attempted to grab it fairly.
Oh no.
Okay, so you grab it.
I'm
as
not
quick as you
good
can.
enough to grab the blade. Maybe when it hit the water and slowed down a bit.
Splashing.
No, you let it hit the water and you grab it, and it does cut you a bit as you pick it. You take 1 point of damage as you pick it up and put it away. But as these 2 arrows slam into 2 separate targets here, they only have 7 HP each, so they're both dead.
Yeah.
They're just 2 of them just explode and vanish, and the others now you see them just glower before this strange wind picks up again as it blows the rest of them away, and you hear, "Ye not be getting away so easily."
Where did that sound come from?
The wind.
Oh.
That's.
Damn you, wind.
Can we like pull Tristan like?
Yeah, you pull invisible Tristan where you know exactly where he is.
It's like
You
there's a Tristan.
pick up this invisible Tristan and just put him on the boat.
Yeah, but what everyone doesn't realise is just because you can see where my legs are, my body's doing this just in case.
Yeah, but we can tell because the water's going ape shit around you.
Yeah, it just adds to the bamboozlement.
Uh-huh.
And Tristan, you pull Tristan onto the boat, and where Tristan sits down, there's just a wet butt patch, but you can't
And
see.
then there isn't.
Yeah. Then there isn't, and then there is, and then there isn't, and then there is as it stops down. So,
I think we should go, guys.
Go.
We should leave, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can I fire a hypnotic pattern behind us just so that to try and bamboozle them again?
you turn around and go, and as you're casting a spell, you turn visible as you do it, as you make this hypnotic pattern with your hands, and something might have been affected in there. There wasn't anything that you could see. So,
Well, we row in.
Yep, we ruin.
you continue rowing around, and eventually you found yourselves on the edge of the ship graveyard once again. And as you finally begin to see the clearer waters ahead of you, you hear behind you, ding, 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 of a ship's bell. We're going to take a break there.
Ah, fuck bells again.
Don't panic until we start seeing eyes.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for bearing with us for that quick break. So, as you hear this sound of a bell behind you, what do you do?
I'm still rowing. I ain't stopping until we hit the shore.
I'm figuring these boats are now sort of set up like rowers in the front, X-wing style, like at the back it's me and Tristan aiming backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as you look backwards from this, you see from out of this ship graveyard comes this cerulean vessel. This great, huge ship comes emerging on a trail of mist out of the ship graveyard here and is tailing you on. It has no sails. It has no rigging, but it has crew. And they're all looking at you, loading ballista on the deck.
I just start shouting like row, 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 and I'll start firing at like the important looking people. Like if someone is loading or moving a ballista, I'm gonna take that person out first.
All right, so for this, just make 4 attacks for me. Don't worry about rolling damage. Just make 4 attacks total.
22, 28. Oh, that could miss. 12.
That hits.
I
Oh my
would
God,
say
I
I'd
can't
be
miss.
shooting back as well with my light crossbow.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. You make 2 attacks because you're a slowpoke.
Yeah.
All 4 hit.
Okay.
If an 11 hits, then I can't miss except for the fact that it's a critical miss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't miss unless you roll a 1 against these people.
One was a 14 and one's a 24.
Yeah, both hit. So all you fire back, and you every time one of them goes to load a ballista or begins to move a loaded ballista, you hit them and they vanish in this puff of wind, slamming into them one by one as you get closer and closer to the shore. The 2 rowers, please make an athletics check for me.
15.
Okay. Tilly,
Oh, what? Sorry.
athletics check for me.
Oh, I can do those. Not when I roll my dice off the table. Come on. That is a 14.
Okay, so both of you begin keep rowing as fast as you can. Every now and again, you take a glance back at this great vessel behind you now. And as you get closer and closer to the shore, whereabouts on the shore are you going?
I figure we're launching just straight for the beach.
Okay, just straight to where you left from.
Yeah, just anywhere we can safely get off the boats.
Okay, so as you continue going forward and forward now, Ronan and Tristan, you keep firing backwards, hitting as many of you as you can. Some of them pass harmlessly through the boat. Tristan, the ones that you're shooting just seem to pass through the figures. But it still stumbles them for a slight moment as your non-magical bolts go flying through. But it's usually followed up by a Ronin arrow comes in and hits one of them. And as you keep moving now, eventually you hear the sound of sand as you look back, and the 2 rowers now have pulled you onto the shore. I'd imagine both of you get out and drag the boats onto the shore as much as you can.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. We left the rope like not all the way up the cliff, so
I tied a rope going like down to it.
Yes, you did. Yeah. Well, if there's any sort of gap between the rope and the thing, I'm at the bottom, like, ready to just fucking fling people up.
Yeah. And you watch now as this ghost ship comes in, and 1 ballista bolt gets off, and that's going to go at you, Tristan. That's a natural 1 as this ballista bolt lands into the sand next to you, and you see where it hits the sand, this entire patch of sand seems to crumble away as if being accelerated forward millions of years, and this rock just turns to dust. The sand just caves in. As the boat hits the shore, and it just explodes into this gust of wind that wraps round the cliffs for a moment, coating you all in this cerulean mist before the fog dissipates. You find yourselves stood on land, safe from the cursed sailors.
I want to sprint for the rope anyway.
Yeah, still get up the fucking cliff. Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Let's do that. I'll make sure to give Tristan back the bag and the gem.
Yeah, but not the hat because Tilly's wearing it.
Yeah, I don't have
Forgot
that.
about that.
Yeah.
I'm getting that back.
Okay. So everyone just make an athletics check for me then to climb back up. Swimming and climbing. A lot of these tonight.
17. No, 19.
17.
14.
11.
Okay, so it takes you all some time, but slowly you climb back up this cliff. A couple of slips every now and again, but people already at the top, manage to pull you up. And then you're back at the tops of the cliff here in the Bandeshian lowlands.
And I give Tristan his hat back.
Thank you. Feel much better now. Is my sword talking to me?
It is not.
Okay.
It has this strange, almost like sea, I'm trying to think of the word. Sea damage, like sea eroded look to the blade now. And in fact, it seems like a couple of limpets have been found on the handle of this now. But it does not speak. Instead, you feel emotions. You feel this feeling of relief from the sword, but tinged with worry.
Wait, we don't know that the guy's in the sword now, right?
You all saw it happen.
Oh.
You saw the captain get torn out of Tristan, and then Tristan held out the blade, and the captain.
Right, okay.
Yeah, you saw that.
I walk over to Tristan and the sword, and I start addressing the sword directly. Like, oi! Don't think you can get out of this? You said there was a way you could break this curse. I'm just shouting at a sword.
Wait, so we got the thing, right? We got the song?
Yeah, Ronan.
Ronan gave it back to you.
Oh.
Yeah, I handed the gem back with the bag.
Ah, right. Okay, fair enough. Then I hold it out so everyone can see it.
So that's one down.
Yep.
Is that the thing? Is that really the thing?
Yep. It made a nest of coral to house itself, apparently.
You see now, as you've got it on land, this shell still drips water constantly.
Yeah.
Comes out the bottom of it, and you can all hear this faint, almost unnoticeable singing coming from the shell.
And when I grabbed it, it woke up that thing. But would I know what a kraken was?
You'd have all heard stories of a kraken.
Yeah, when I grabbed it woke up the kraken, and if that doesn't spell like, yes, that's the dangerous thing we needed, then I don't know what does.
I mean, it glows. That's enough for me to believe it, really.
Yeah, the Kraken thing, it's like, yeah, that was good. We got it. But now the first one was guarded by a Kraken. There's 3.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, one, hopefully we just have to talk to a blacksmith.
The sword, when they say that the first one was guarded by a kraken, when Gunn says that, the sword gives you an emotion that's like, the emotion of, well, actually.
Those aren't kraken in
sword form.
Those krakens just live there.
Does this sword just communicate via emojis?
No, emotion. Emotion.
Emojis. Annoyed face with 2 wins.
just message me the emoji form of whatever the sword's trying to tell me, and I'll deduce it from there.
No, it makes it feels you feel emotions from the sword. Okay.
It's made by David Kitch.
David Kitch. No, because as you know, as the captain went into the sword, his throat was torn out.
Oh
Oh,
damn!
Oh.
good job, Jamie. God. Now
Yeah,
he's
no
trapped in a sword and he can't even talk anymore. It's all your fault.
Well, he was saved from ghost hanging.
You know what? You're right. I
I
didn't
think you
want to say
mean,
it at the time.
yeah, right.
No, I didn't. I really super didn't.
Ooh.
Wow. Ooh. Okay.
So,
Yeah, I was gonna say they threatened to like kill him and hang him, but then it was like, didn't he just say that they don't need to even breathe? And then now his throat's all ripped out, so that's fucked.
yeah, I feel like it maybe would just be really uncomfortable for eons.
And also, like, he doesn't seem to be able to speak.
Do you know what else is really uncomfortable? Being fucking cursed.
Well, maybe we can
Fix
figure
that.
out a way to get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if we get back, we can just ask my uncle, see what he can do. If there's anything that can be done.
I mean, we've gotten rid of a curse before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like something had to we had to kill that tree thing, the water thing. Tristan still has to go find somewhere pretty to do that. Like, fuck. Is this just going to escalate into everybody being cursed and having to do shittier and shittier things to get uncursed? Is this?
It's D&D.
Is this what venturing is?
We're gonna have to like deal with
Yes.
this whole Numera thing first, though.
Mm-hmm. And then she can break your curse because she owes us all.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, that's fair. Actually, I feel like that is fair.
Basically, if any of us get cursed from now on, it's Namari who has to fix it, one for each of us.
Yeah, but how long is it going to take us to fix Namari?
Well, we have a deadline on that, so
If not the deadline, then not the deadline.
I feel like though you're pretty on the point there, Gun. We probably don't want you being weak for longer than. Well, the sooner the better, basically.
Because I mean, let's face it, I'm not too smart. I can't do magic. Strength is the only thing I've got.
We'll talk to Ronan's uncle, see if we can find out anything, see if he can help us on the way.
Yeah, if we can find someone or somewhere to go about it, and then try and find one of the other three that is on the way there, that's how we make our next choice. It's simple. We find a way to get rid of curses that's in the same direction as much as we can as the next thing that we have to get.
we don't know where the next thing is, though, right?
No.
We don't know where any of them are.
Well, hopefully that's one from the sea and we don't have to go back to water again. That would be really great.
Yeah. I'd rather not deal with sea and oceans and water for a while.
Yeah. Should we do the polar opposite and go for the fire one next?
Sounds good to me. That's probably where we're going to get the blacksmith's clamor, right?
A forge's clamor, yeah.
Forges.
So where are you heading now?
Back to Ronan's uncle, I would assume.
Do we want to do that, though, because time passed it quicker in the Glorantha, right?
Yeah.
Like,
We
if we
have to
drop
stay
in,
out of there now as long as we can, don't we?
yeah.
Right.
Like, if we drop back in, we risk losing, like, another day or two entirely.
Well then how do we suggest of finding the rest of these things then?
I mean,
Hang on, fucking clue.
you're the guy who knows all the stories. Like, is there anything that's like even remotely related? Like, if you can't think of like exactly it, try to think adjacent.
Out of character, like, the captain said he would help. He can't speak, but we do have a map, and you can get feelings from him.
Yeah. First, is there any? Are there any stories that I might have heard relating to any of the other three before asking the captain?
So previously you already made a roll for the.
How did I?
This was back when you were dealing with the Dustgrave. You made a roll to see if you knew anything about the other planes. Unfortunately, it turned out that none of you did. However, you would know just from being a citizen of Calrim, that the Arcana Casism does do research into all that sort of stuff. You do know that there are other planes. You just, up until recently, didn't know what they were. And you would know that the Arcana Casism does research into that sort of thing. As a starting point.
Know anything about a forge? Like a...
Ooh, that is a good question.
Extraplanar forge or anything like that?
That is a good question. Let's make an intelligence check on that.
Just a straight up intelligence?
Yeah, straight up intelligence.
Okay.
Actually, let's go history check.
History check. Oh, I have +3 in history.
Yeah.
Might I have an inkling on any of them just through like traveling and rumors and a half dozen? Well, no, a full dozen.
You can make an intelligence check with disadvantage because it's going to be a rarity, but it could be a case.
I got a 16.
Okay. What did you get, Tristan?
You didn't tell me to roll anything.
Yeah, I did. No, I didn't.
No, that was.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. What am I talking about? No, I didn't.
I got a 7.
You got a 7. Unfortunately, in your travels, the only thing you've heard referring to planes is someone talking about strapping 2 planes of wood and trying to fly. You learned the next day they didn't go well.
Was it called Icarus?
Were they called the Left Brothers?
No, they were called the Up Brothers.
They're a bit middle of the road, really.
Yeah. But you, Gun, you did hear of a tale. Oh, it's not a tale. It's more of like a dwarven. It's dwarven history. There were lots of different types of dwarves. There was the filthy dwargar that abandoned your kin in the time of need. But there are also dwarves that long ago discovered a hole in the ground lined with fire. And they stepped into that hole and were never seen from again. But that hole, they dug underneath that hole and did not find it went anywhere.
Okay. Do we know where this is roughly, or is it just like...
No, it was like, long ago this happened, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
But you have a feeling that that might be a way to get to where you're needing to go.
Okay.
A ring of fire that you can step into or fall
The
into.
Johnny Cash jokes were a few weeks ago.
Yep.
I didn't mean to. I did not mean to.
Yeah, we've done that.
Moved on.
Oh, damn, this is where he scraps the idea you need to walk a tightrope to get there. It's like, damn it, okay, so we're not going to walk the line.
Oh, Jamie, come on.
Right, moving on. Moving swiftly on from that. Come on.
All right, so I turn to the group and say, there was a dwarven story, history thing that, I mean, Uncle Olaf was 900% sure it was an actual thing. Long, long ago, before any of us, there was a hole lined with fire, and a group of dwarves stepped in it. I'm never seen again.
I want to be seen again.
You can put 2 and 2 together knowing that every portal you've been through so far was a circle lined with something to do with where it's going.
And all the things we have to do are tied to elements, so that's fire. And if you're looking for a forge, you're looking for a dwarf.
Okay.
Yeah, that's... Yep, so these dwarves, this ring of fire, where?
No fucking clue. It was that long ago that nobody knows where it is, but it might be worth researching.
Where would we do that?
Yeah, the place that Stu mentioned, what was it called? The Arcan...
The Arcana Casism is not. It's not a place. It's an organization that is it's a globe-spanning organization that basically they're the caretakers of magic. They are the ones that run the wizarding schools, and they're the ones that set the magical laws. They're the people that banned necromancy because necromancy is bad.
Do I know whether it's Bangladesh or Rivermead Free would be the next place to find them?
I mean,
an institute of their thing, library.
An institute, Bangladesh would be where you would find an institute of them, yes. But they do have, every now and again, you'd probably gone through like a town and you might have seen one there, I mean, you actually met one in a town. You met Razmatazat in Silgar.
Oh, no.
Well, it's entirely up to you guys which way you think might be the most fruitful. I mean,
Probably Bangladesh, and then Kalrazakaran is nearby. So if we have to go speak to go to a dwarven place, it's there.
These places are like days away, though, right, Stuart?
Bangladesh is a week and a half's travel from you right now.
Fuck,
We don't have that time.
we don't.
How long do we have now?
You have, at this point, you have 36 days.
Yeah.
I thought we had like a week.
No, we had a week, but then we went into the place, and that diluted time to give us like.
Yeah, basically, a week has to pass in the Glorantha, which is a month in the real world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's a Kureon month, which is 40 days.
So
Right.
we could ride the Bangladesh.
hmm.
We get to Bangladesh in a week and a bit. Find out if we can find anything there. But say we go to Bangladesh and then I'll like ask to see the map. As to say we have to go to something just way on the other side. Something to the north. If we have to go up past Calram's Gate or all the way over to anywhere near Halfran, we'd be in trouble.
Well, then that's where we find someone who can use magic. We get sent there. A place like Bangladesh has got to be some sort of magic, right?
I mean, if anywhere in the lowlands is going to have it, I assume Bangladesh does. We're farmers and shipbuilders from here. We're not great folk. We're just. But Bangladesh is the biggest. It's the place.
I mean, if that's our best bet for trying to find out more, I don't really have any other ideas.
I'm just unsure of everything at the minute. I think I've got a day or so of clarity, and then everything's going to come crashing down. So a week ride might not be too bad.
Yep. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't your uncle say that your parents headed to Bangladesh?
Yeah, they're there somewhere, but I'll see them after. Or maybe I stop by and make sure they're hidden. But I think if he sent them there, he knows that they'll be safe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's
So,
something I think about right now.
So where are you heading to specifically then at this point? Are you heading to Bangladesh?
I think so, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's our best bet.
Okay, so you're gonna go travel up the road again past Galmore and through and back down the Glintmarch roadway.
Well, we took the horses as far as the forest
At Pineville, yeah.
At Pineville. Is there any way I know of to bypass the route back to Glenmore and take us like across this this little area here on the map that I'm pinging, like the AOW area of Bangladesh and Lowlands?
That takes you through the past the Banadan River, which is an incredibly, it's a really wide river. It's
but if I can get us up along the west coast of the river the whole way to this road, instead of going the whole way back this way and onto that road, if I can take us like along here,
it would probably work out to be around the same speed
because of the land.
Because of you're not going on a road, and you've got a cart and horses. It's easier to ride across road than it is to ride across land. So
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
No, that's what I was checking, just whether I would know like if that would be the case or not.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to do before you set off there?
I
Any?
think so.
Any?
I don't think I have any enemies in Bangladesh, so this is fine.
any spells you wish to cast or items you want to use or anything of that matter?
I think so.
No. Although before we set off, I'm just gonna do a short rest.
Okay, you're gonna sit and relax for a bit.
Yeah.
We don't have anything that
Yeah.
needs identifying, right?
The conch, well, the shell might be worth having a look at if we're having a rest, just to see if we can get any more information about it.
Okay. I just mentioned because we forgot about things for a few sessions. I can't remember if we're still waiting or anything.
Okay.
Are we doing a sound of rest for the rest?
Yes. Sorry.
Nice.
6.
I need to get D8s.
Okay. So there's nothing else you want to do before you sally forth towards Bangladesh.
Other than while we're having the rest, sit with the shell and see if there's
Yeah,
anything more.
there's nothing. It's not an item.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it I know it's hard to grasp because you can hold it, but it is not an item.
Yeah. If we're passing through Pinevale, I'd like to take just a few minutes in Pinevale. Say a prayer by the fountain before we leave, and then just leave it behind me.
Okay. So as you go unhitch the horses, you say a small prayer before you hitch back up the horses and begin making your journey back towards towards Galmore and onwards towards Bangladesh. And it takes you a good day because you're not going as blitzingly fast at this point to get to Galmore. And by the time you get there, the sun is just about beginning to set behind you on the west. No, in front of you. Sorry, on the western coast. And as the sky turns to a dusk red, you come across the village of Galmore, and you see now there's a young lady there with a long pole with a candle on the top of it, lighting the lanterns on the village street as you come in. It's an unwalled town. This area is quite peaceful as far as things go.
Are we traveling for the night or are we stopping?
I'm not entirely sure. What does the group want to do? Because we'll need to rest the horses if we want to actually not burn them out. So.
Well, we did it before because we knew we had like just a day. We could do it in a day. A week's worth of work in them, I don't think is good.
No, we'll have to pace the horses.
This might be the last time on the road that I can think of that we're going to end up with a place that we could like lay in. A place that the horses might be able to like be stabled. Maybe we spend the night here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Then we make our way camping on the sides of roads again.
All right.
There it is. Yeah, we'll do that. Sounds good.
Okay, well then if there's an inn or something in Galmore.
There is an inn in Galmore. You've stated it a couple of times, not enough to remember much about it, but enough to remember the name. It's called the Furtive Unicorn.
Yeah, I'll just lead us there.
Yeah. Okay. So as you tie the horses up outside and you pull the cart around the alleyway to the side, you make your way into the tavern itself, and it's a single story inn here, small town inn. There's no extra rooms. You see a couple of people at the back have moved the table out of the way and stacked on top of another one, and are stringing hammocks between the poles in here. Not the poles, the wooden support struts. And in the center of in the center of this tavern, there is a big stone, like round, like fire pit in the center, and over the top of it is a grill, and you can see what's left of what was cooking for dinner is slowly warming away on the embers of that. And in the corner, there is a sort of quarter circle shaped bar, and you can the smell in here is the smell of comfort. It is warm meats, it is strong ales, and behind the bar is a really rail thin human male, and he's got this wispy blonde hair and quite ruddy, quite worked skin, with quite a large nose, and has a shy smile to him as he just rubs down the countertop here. And as he sees you come in, he goes, "Oh, there's some people coming in here late at night. Are you all right? Do you need somewhere to stay for the night?"
We do, yeah. If you don't mind accommodating a few more.
Of course, yes. Come over. Well, I'll sort you out. We've got some spare space. Do you need food in that?
If you wouldn't mind.
Right, not a problem. There's some. Just help yourselves on there. It's all part of what's going on tonight. I'm Sin McMichael. Welcome to the Furtive Unicorn. I must say, what brings you here?
Wait, sorry, you just said you just said part of what's going on tonight. What's going on tonight?
Oh, the food, I mean. Part of everything is...
Oh, right, okay. I didn't know. I thought you might have had like an event.
Oh, no. Nothing as exciting as that around these parts, unfortunately. Just passing mages, heading to study the ruins at Sujar, and that's about as interesting as we get. The odd alchemy accident in the town where a wizard decides to mix two things that shouldn't mix, but that's as far as things go.
Get a lot of wizards going through then.
The minute.
Yes, we do get, yes. It's quite odd that you both said that at the same time. Are you searching for something to do with a wizard?
Or maybe the thing that we're searching for would maybe benefit from the wisdom of a wizard.
We did want to speak to some.
You got any in tonight?
There is a wizard in town right now, but she's a little different to most.
That sounds like a wizard.
No, different to a wizard even. She's not with the college. She's not with the Arcana Caseton. An apostate, they call her.
Oh, that's a big word, though. That's a heavy meaning word for...
I'm sure it's just a misunderstanding and that she's actually no trouble whatsoever.
But yeah, she's probably asleep by now. She's quite old, but if you visit her in the morning, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
It's Anfelf, her name is. She's quite nice, although a bit strange. But she might be able to help. But for now, you all look very tired. Would you care for some rest and an ale?
Oh, go on then.
You're speaking my language.
Yeah, I'm going to go sit by this fire and warm up and think real hard about my time in Bangladesh.
Yeah.
Who did I piss off in Bangladesh?
Okay, so Stin fetches you all a beer and puts it on a tray, and as well as a stack of plates. Takes it over to Tilly, sat at the fire pit, and he takes a pair of tongs out and puts a hot rock in each of your beers to warm it up because it's quite cold this evening, and hands you all the stack of plates. And it's like, if you fancy any food, just take what you want. It all needs eating before the night's end anyway. And he hands you this like stack of cloth, and he's like, here's your hammocks for when you went to sleep. Just stack a table up on top of another one, and yes, I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah, thank you very much. See you in the morning.
The tavern is locked at night, so make sure you've got everything you need before.
Will do. Don't worry.
I leave.
The horses.
Oh yes, I'll take some feed out to them. Are they tied up outside?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And he busies himself getting feed and getting everything ready for the night. Is there anything else you'd like to do before we transition to the morning, as it were?
Just sit with the sword and see if there's anything I can ascertain from that. Other than that, go to bed.
Yeah.
For me.
You get the feeling with this sword that it's going to take some use and some time to figure out what it can do now, because what they can do now. It's a sentient thing now. And because it seems that the captain does not quite know what they can do at this point in time. So
a minor illusion, the mini captain's hat on the sword.
You get the emotion of appreciation.
I get you, fam.
Okay, so as you take a long rest and we go into the morning, you wake up and Sin prepares you all breakfast and brings you a weak alcohol in the morning just to. It's basically water that's alcoholic, so it's not bad for you.
Don't care. Give me real booze.
All right, he gives Gurn a proper ale. He apologizes profusely. So
I guess we want to talk to this apostate before we go.
Yeah, may as well.
If she is not helpful, I assume that he meant the mages were going to the stud shop, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
He said the runes at such a.
Yeah.
Why did he keep saying that she was strange, though? Like, kept
Maybe
making a big point that she's a bit weird.
Well, if she's an apostate, not part of the college, maybe she's... I don't know. There might be a particular reason as to why she's not part of the college.
Yeah, but I feel like he would have just left it there. But even after he mentioned she was an apostate, he was like, oh, she's still a bit strange.
It's like, what kind of strange?
Has she got 6 heads? Is she a fucking horse? I don't know.
Yeah, we're like, are we on the ultraviolet end of the spectrum or the infrared side of the spectrum? We don't know.
Tristan, you just know that is a nervous speech pattern that a lot of people have. To repeat yourself a lot.
My apologies.
I mean,
I don't have that, but that's what Sin is.
How many magic people have we bumped into that weren't weird? No offense, Tristan.
Oh.
Don't fucking put your hand down, boy.
I'm perfectly normal. You lot are weird.
Look, the worst that could happen is he throws a few fireballs that way.
Can we just remember that less than 24 hours ago you were a shark?
Yeah.
She does have you there.
And I could be again.
That's not normal.
I mean, it's normal for me.
All right. Well, are you heading to the?
What was the wizard's name again? It was,
and Filth. I'll send you after.
Okay.
But as you make your way outside, you ask Sin where she is, and he points you down the road, and you see there's a gap between 2 houses is apparently where she's supposed to be. And as you get there, this old lady comes walking down the street. There's quite I want to say doddery old lady. It's quite hunched over. She's quite large. She's got this wispy grey hair, with like scraggly curly grey hair tied back into like a bun on the back of her head. She's wearing a sun hat. She's wearing a lovely like grandma's dress, and she's got a staff. She's carrying a basket underneath one arm, and it's got like fresh vegetables and some flowers in it. And she comes up and she's like, "Oh, it's good to see you. Who are you?"
That's Susie not good. Hack! Sorry.
I don't know what to say now because all I can think is just going.
Just hack! Sorry, take the lead, Tristan. Mr. Talkie Pants, there you go. Here's your opportunity.
Tristan just goes, hang! No. Sin at the inn.
Oh, wonderful young man. Always a bit afraid of me, though. Anfelth Isakar's my name. It's a pleasure to meet you all. Do come inside for tea.
Inside where? I thought we were in a ginnel.
She reaches in her pocket and she pulls something out and she just unfurls it like you're unfurling a picnic blanket, and it pops out into a cottage that sits between these two houses.
I'm trying real hard not to look too impressed.
Is it made of fucking gingerbread?
No, it's got a thatched roof. It's got window boxes with geraniums out the front. It's got a lovely painted white with the black painted wood. It's got a door, and it has a mat out front that says "Home Sweet Home." It has a little door knocker on it, shaped like a unicorn's head with like a ring in its mouth. And she walks up to it and she puts a key in the lock and opens the door, and you smell the smell of freshly baked bread and coffee coming out from inside. And she goes, "Oh, do come inside. Do come inside." Yes. I assume you're wanting to speak to me about something.
I walk in. This seems all right.
Yeah, go inside.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Now I kind of also want to know how you did that, because that's pretty cool, but...
Oh, it's a magical item I made myself. I call it Anfel's Instant Cottage. You know, this old fella called Dayrun a few centuries ago, and he made this thing called an Instant Fortress, but I find that altogether too barbaric and manly, you know. I've got to have something a little softer, so I put together my own variation.
I like it.
What's a fortress to do in the wilderness? It's just all stone walls. I prefer something a little more relaxing. Tea? Coffee?
Tea, please.
All right. And then she pours you all a cup of tea. She's like, "So what brings you to me today?" And that's where we'll end the session.
Oh, I just was saying, Gun sits there with a little teacup, goes, "Good tea, nice house."
Nice house. And that's where we'll end the session. So, you have found one of the 4 things you need.
Mm-hmm.
And now you find yourselves in the cottage of a wizard.
Yeah, a wizard.
Yes, definitely wizard. Yes,
a wizard.
Mm-hmm.
Not everything is something else in disguise with me, just 9 out of 10 things.
Yeah, but
you magic users are all the same thing to me.
Yeah, the 10th thing, other things are turning into.
Ooh.
the cottage is a mimic.
The cottage isn't
House
the mimic.
mimics.
The cottage isn't the mimic. The town is a mimic.
Tight.
Yeah, the town's a mimic inhabited by oblexes.
The continent is a mimic.
The planet's a mimic.
The entire sphere is a mimic. That's actually a thing in Spelljammer. So, but anyway.
Tristan's a mimic.
Yeah, he's not original.
Oh. D'Artagnan the Bard, you mean?
D'Artagnan the Bard / Johnny Cash now.
Aramis, but
sorry, Aramis the Bard. Oh, my apologies. One of the 3 almost identical musketeers. My apologies.
How dare you?
Well, on that, thank you all for joining us this week. Obviously, we won't be back next week. Susie is going to be on a plane, but we should be back the week after.
Yep.
All things going well. If we aren't, we will, of course, let you all know in various different things. If there is anything going on next week, you can check out on our Twitter feeds, which are down below our names there. You will be able to see any updates there on what's going on. And if you want to see anything else we're in or anything else we're doing, that's a good place to check it out as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to stop rambling now because a certain ranger wants to go be a demon hunter.
He's itching there. It's like, wow, loaded up going.
I bet he's already logged in.
Didn't log out.
Killed her ass.
So, yeah. So, yeah, thanks. If you enjoyed that, do let us know as well. If you want to see more of this, is your first time tuning in, Susie has a YouTube channel, which you can go check out all the previous episodes. This episode should be up tomorrow or Wednesday, whenever.
Probably Wednesday because of Twitch rules.
Okay. All right then. And that's about it. We will see you all in 2 weeks. Until then, we have a good time. Play as many role-playing games as you can, and we will see you then. Catch you later. Bye.
Bye.